This episode of the Totally Rad Show is brought to you by Squarespace. Coming up on today's TRS, we're going to take a look at Ben Affleck's new movie, The Town.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the very first daily edition of the Totally Rad Show for today, Monday, September 20th. I'm Alex Albrecht.
I'm Jeff Cannata.
And I'm Dan Trachtenberg.
The Totally Rad Show is your now daily dose of all things rad, and we are starting it off with a bazang.
A bazang.
Huge week. Today we're talking about the new Ben Affleck movie, The Town. Tomorrow we're going to touch on Halo Reach, which is huge.
Yes, and then Wednesday we've got a fun segment where we got to check out the new excursion.
No excursions.
Encounters with D&D. Awesome D&D stuff.
And that was sneak peeksies too. It's
Yeah,
not
it's
out
not
yet.
out yet.
Also, we're bringing TV back. We're talking about No Ordinary Family, the
For
new
Thursday.
ABC
And then
for
on
Thursday.
Friday, brand new segment, never before seen or done, called Versus.
Very exciting.
I think you guys are gonna be stoked to see once.
Yeah, and all week long, because it is Halo week, Jeff Jenkins sent us this background.
Which is amazing.
Which is awesome Halo awesomeness.
Yeah.
So you'll hear us talk about Halo tomorrow, but
All right, let's get into it.
Booyah, daily!
Town. Today in movies, we're talking about The Town, based on the book Prince of Thieves by Chuck Hogan, and it's set in Charlestown, Boston, which is the armed robbery.
It's the
per
most
capita.
per
What is it?
capita armed robberies of any town.
Right. Okay. There we go. And Ben Affleck and Jeremy Renner play two best friends and bank robbers who are committing heists and trying to get out of this town. If it spent more time developing the FBI agent played by Mad Men's John Hamm, it would be referred to as Heat 2, the Boston years.
I was going to say, it does feel like Heat Boston style.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
Heat's more cop and robber, and this is
Yeah.
robbers and the little cop. Anyway, so Ben Affleck previously, he made his directorial debut with Gone Baby Gone.
And I thought it was very interesting. No mention of the fact that he was directing it in the trailer.
Yeah,
It
I
just
thought that was
said
cool of
from
him,
the
actually.
acclaim. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if it was from him or people going, let's not.
Well,
I
it's
know
an
Gone Baby
acclaimed
Gone was
thing,
good,
so.
I know.
But anyway, Jeff and I loved Gone Baby Gone. Alex, not so much.
Quite the opposite.
So, Affleck's second outing,
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Second Affleck. I mean, I have to say, like this way better than I liked Gone Baby Gone. I actually really enjoyed this movie. You know, best movie ever made, not so much. It had its issues. There were a couple weird shot transitions with the Steadicam. I was like, interesting, someone found a Steadicam. And that was early on, but by the end, I was cold in. I thought Jeremy Renner was amazing in this movie. And I thought the girl, the girl,
Rebecca Hall.
I mean, everybody was amazing. I thought Ben Affleck had great abs. I mean, he was there. I mean, I thought
The situation
his situation
was
there. Situation came in and did some pull-ups, and then some CGI. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, long story short, I thought it was great. You know, best picture of the year. Nah, not in my opinion, but I mean, I don't even know what other pictures I would put in front of it. I'm just saying, there's a lot
about
of
one of his
Oscar
abs?
buzz, but
One of his abs.
one of his abs, so.
Yeah, Jeff, how does it compare to Gone Baby Gone for you?
I don't think I didn't enjoy it as much as Gone Baby Gone. I didn't think it has the meat on the bone that movie had and the sort of emotional resonance that it had. It's
got the abs.
But this movie is much more of an action movie than I think I anticipated going in, and that it was a welcome sight. I felt like it was going to be much heavier on the romance aspect, which it wasn't, and I think it's to the film's credit, it didn't get mired in that. It keeps the movie going, and there's a pace to everything that is really refreshing and fun.
Yeah.
I thought Affleck's performance was great. He has really blossomed into a freaking awesome actor, and he's really, I think, found his voice in recent years, you know, where he lands.
That Boston accent?
And there's so much, the thing I love most about heist movies or robbery movies is when the heist or robbery happens in a way that is really you've never seen before and is super clever. And that happens like 3 or 4 times in this movie where it's like, awesome, I've never seen something quite like that before. I really had a great time watching it.
Yeah.
Interesting, yeah. It was not Gone Baby Gone for me, and it felt like the movie he would have made before GBG and then went on, because it was a retread of similar themes, and I think just the emotional story, just those themes of this movie, I think he already covered in a much more articulate, sophisticated way in GBG. However, technically, I'm really becoming a Ben Affleck superfan, because from his acting to the directing was amazing, and he used P.T. Anderson's DP and editor, and
the PTA DP?
Yeah, PT's DP and ED DPP.
And it was technically just the shots, the lighting, everything was gorgeous and sophisticated and subtle, and across the board, every performance was awesome. And he's got a knack for getting performances. Blake Lively, who's going to be in Green Lantern, and she was in some Judd Apatow movie or some comedy recently that's like, I could not believe that that's what I was seeing on screen.
That's the chick. Blake Lively was the chick?
blonde.
The blonde.
Oh, the drunk.
blonde.
Oh, the
With
high.
the kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it just the emotional story just wasn't there. It was a little bit dry for me. The actions are, I think, as a drama, it's not that. As a drama with some action in it, it's not so
But
great.
as an action
movie
with
that's
some
really
drama?
But as an action movie that's just a more sophisticated action film,
Yeah.
seeing it through those lenses, it's pretty cool.
And a smart action movie. I give it a lot of credit. I think the main character is smart, and they let him be smart, and they give the audience a lot of credit.
But
There's a smack.
there's some. This is why I said what I said, because to me there's some gaps in logic that you wouldn't. That in a dramatic film where it's firmly based in reality, and I will say that's what made the action scenes so great in this movie, is because they are so
real.
firmly immediate and hard hitting and real, and but I think there were some gaps in logic in, well, wouldn't he just do this and wouldn't he just do that? That in an action movie you give it a pass.
Let me ask you this.
But in a dramatic film where you expect all reality to be played through, the end heist, there were some choices that characters made that you.
Would you recommend people see it?
Oh, 100%.
I would too.
It's just not.
Sometimes
it isn't a home
at the
run.
end of our reviews, people are like, "Oh, maybe I shouldn't see that," and it's like, go see it. It's just here are these little things.
It's just not a home run for me.
Not a home run.
Yeah.
It's a good, solid triple. So today's episode was brought to you by Squarespace. We love those guys over at squarespace.com. That if you have any reason to be building a website, portfolio, new blog, whatever, go to squarespace.com. They have a free iPhone app, easy to update on the go. Everything's great. Import all your stuff from your original site over to the new site. It's amazing. Head over to squarespace.com, and when you check out, make sure to use the coupon code TRS. You'll get 10% off the lifetime of your order.
So we want to thank Jeff Jenkins again for sending in this background. You'll see us talk about Halo in tomorrow's episode, so check back for that. If you want to send in a background, we're going to do new stuff with our website.
We're redoing it for the daily because the daily stuff is different.
In the interim,
for the daily.
In the interim, check out our Flickr.
Flick R.
I almost said a different thing. Our Flickr page, which is flickr.com/Totally Rad Show, and that's what will give you, you can download this background or
see instructions of how to make it.
Yes.
Also, jinx.com/TRS is where you're going to want to go to get your gear, like this thing that he's wearing.
What? Nerd is the new cool. I love it. They're also doing a special, so I'll put it in the TRS Twitter page.
What?
Anyway, that's it.
Look at the graphic.
That's it for today's daily episode of the Totally Rad Show. I'm Alex Albrecht.
I'm Jeff Canada.
I'm Dan Trachtenberg.
See you on Tuesday.
Tomorrow.
Check us out tomorrow. We're taking a look at Halo Reach.
And I always wanted Halo to feel like those commercials.
I think this is the first Halo that feels like that.
I was like, bring back health packs. It's not bad, it's good, because you're scared out of your gourd when you have red 1 bar.
Yeah.
You're like, I still have the shield, but I don't want to see the guy with the sword again.